Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcasts. We wanted to hit an angle today that doesn't get discussed much in regards to AMP and Flexa, but that's what we do here at the podcasts. We talk about what others don't. That angle is simply a borderless pay rail and how it will affect the valuation of AMP. That's what we're here for, right? Crypto, by its very nature, is borderless. Decentralized is exactly that. No borders, no restrictions, regardless of how the world's governments are portraying it. Anyone with a familiarity with the DeFi understands this. You can try and stop it, but you probably can't. You can turn off the whole internet inside your borders, I guess. But I got a hunch that that's going to cause you a lot more problems than the nuisance you might be having in regards to crypto usage. Now, I'm not saying some regime might not do that eventually, just that I don't see it as likely. And when they get around to turning the internet back on, crypto is back, baby. You cannot erase the ledger. So for the purposes of an AMP valuation, I see a great deal of more value outside the borders of the U.S. than I do inside, but that is purely from a crypto spending angle. And until Flexa starts FlexiPay or assumes the duties for additional digital payments, which I believe they're going to, that's what we got. I thought it would be fun to get into some of the nitty-gritty happening outside of the U.S. and try and shed some light and a little bit of hope on the project from a pragmatic standpoint. And that's what we are doing today. Please stand by. So I'm going to start with Japan because Japanese have a sort of techno optimism that it couples so well with the budding crypto market. Japan is easily leading the world in cryptocurrency acceptance, regulation, and even legalization. Their major cryptocurrency exchanges are registered as financial services institutions, and Japan has among the most forward-thinking government officials in the world. They are accepting of the fact that this is a thing that is not going away. And you can either spend endless amounts of heartache and resources fighting it, or you can embrace it as fact and get out in front of it. All the way back in March of 2018, Japan had over 3.5 million individuals actively using and trading cryptocurrency. Further, the Japanese yen accounts for a full 11% of global trading volume, behind only the US dollar and real close to the South Korean won. There's a lot of traction there. There is a cultural acceptance of it. There's a government that is friendly to the opportunity and is not spending time and resources fighting it. It's there now, and they know it. Japan has the third largest economy in the world by GDP. This is the perfect storm for someone like Flexa with the global reach of Incom, their partner, to absolutely take the Far East by storm. Speaking of which, let's talk South Korea. South Korea has less than 1% of the world's population, but they accounted for more than 30% of crypto trading volume in 2017 and 2018. To say it's popular there would be a gross understatement. If you've never spent time in South Korea, do yourself a favor. You know what? It's a beautiful country and it will blow your mind. The buildings are tall, streets are clean, and there is Wi-Fi everywhere. They embrace new tech the way Japan embraces new tech, meaning fully, come on in, welcome home. The South Korean government is not exactly as friendly to crypto spends as Japan is, but you know what? They will be. They will be. Come September of 2021, we will see exactly how it shakes out. But what South Korea has going for it every bit as much as Japan is commerce, chain stores, American chain stores. You cannot spit there without it landing on a Starbucks. And let me think. Who has Starbucks in their international stable of merchants? Who was it? Anybody? Empire? I forget. Oh, that's right. It was Incom. Incom. That's right, my podcasters. Incom is one of the payment services for Starbucks International. So not only is a more manageable and friendly method of crypto spends coming to South Korea, it has exactly the level of transparency that the South Korean government is looking for. Business-facing chain stores, easily integratable with existing registers in the country, and backed by a borderless, collateralizing network that can process any digital transaction. Not only will South Korea be leading the way in crypto spends, second only to Japan, Flexa is going to be bringing exactly the right type of tech to make their government friendly to it. Can you say cha-ching? But I would be very remiss if I didn't mention Central America. El Salvador recently passed legislation allowing Bitcoin to be used as actual currency in their borders. No restrictions. Now, I'm going to drill down on that currency for just a second because I promised you context. What are the functions of money? Medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, basis of credit, unit of account, standard of postponed payment. So that's great. We understand the underlying principles of currency. So let's talk about how it is defined. And Empire, please bear with me. I'm talking about why you are going to be a lot better off in 2 years than you are now. What are the 6 characteristics of money? This is the fun stuff. This is my wheelhouse. This is where I thrive. I don't know if you can see the passion, but trust me, it's here. The 6 characteristics of money. Durability. It needs to last. Portability. It needs to travel. Divisibility. It needs to be broken down if necessary. Uniformity. Needs to be borderless in its value. Limited supply. It should not be fiat. Acceptability. This is kind of the big one. People have to accept it as a form of payment. So let's get back to El Salvador, who is the first nation, to my knowledge, to accept crypto as legal currency. But you know what? They're not going to be the last. Why are they doing this? I think that's a good question. Now, they have a young prime minister, and obviously one that understands the principles of sound money. I think he knows what it really is, how it's really used, and what gives it its inherent value. Cryptocurrency hits every single wicket as defined by mankind throughout the history of mankind. Now, El Salvador is not exactly tech repressed. They have access to what the rest of the world has access to. And as they are embracing tech to drive commerce in their country, it stands to reason that they will embrace the method that will make this possible. Flexa. Incom, didn't know if you know this, not sure if you guys knew this about them. Incom has a massive presence in Puerto Rico, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, etc. And we are talking about an 85% market share. They are everywhere in the region. As El Salvador continues to make the shift to crypto, Incom will be there creating the highway, and Flexa is the bulldozer. But in the region where crypto is already embraced as currency, Colombia, Incom owns it. They absolutely own it. I was super excited about the partnership with Incom when they announced it, but I try to keep my eye on the prize from a world-facing solution, the 30,000-foot view. The U.S. is the world's leading economy, and they are fighting tooth and nail to keep crypto down. China is also laying into the crypto market there. But the rest of the world, and it's a great big world, the Far East, South America, Central America, they are all over this. And Flexa has the partnership necessary now to absolutely plow their way into these markets that are embracing crypto spends. They see them as portable, durable, divisible, etc. I've always liked AMP, which is hands down the least crypto among the cryptos. But that is by very design. It is assuming every characteristic of money, also as defined. And it is being used as gold on the Flexa network. If you are not super excited by this, we can't help you. This is the best case I can lay out for it. We don't do price predictions on the podcast. It is cheap theater, and we're not going to have anything to do with it. But if this video made sense to you, if you understood it, I don't think we have to give you a price prediction. I think you know. Hold the line, Empire. It's all coming together. Live stream on Thursdays at 1900 Central. Thank you. Cheers.